NFL free agency is going to be here before we know it. So let's take a look at the Chicago Bears free agents this offseason and decide who, if any, I would re-sign if I was Ryan Poles. So let's talk about this, people. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Stall back at it with another video talking, of course, NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, please, I implore you, hit that subscribe button. Support the channel. That helps me out a lot when you guys do that. So appreciate it. And let's dive right into this. So if I'm Ryan Poles, and I got to decide with the list of free agents that I have who I'm going to bring back, let's take a look at it. All right, and a lot of people might not realize this, but free agency comes before the draft, and it's going to sneak up on us here very quickly. March 13th is when NFL free agency officially starts, so just pointing that out for you guys. I know a lot of the talk has been about the draft because we have the number 1 overall pick, so it makes sense, but free agency comes first, then the draft. All right, let's dive into it. Here is the list of the Chicago Bears free agents. We have Yannick Ngakoue, Justin Jones, Lucas Patrick, Dan Feeney, Robert Tonyan Jr., Rasheem Green, Mercedes Lewis, Dante Foreman, Jaylen Johnson, Patrick Scales, Equanimous St. Brown, Trent Taylor, Dylan Cole, Darnell Mooney, Josh Blackwell, Joe Reed. So that is the list of the Bears free agents. And right off the bat, we got to start with the elephant in the room, and that is Jaylen Johnson. Because the only guy on this list that is a must-have to bring back is Jaylen Johnson. Now, he wants to get paid, and he should get paid, but the Bears can also franchise tag him. So I really don't care in what capacity it is. We just got to bring him back. You cannot let Jaylen Johnson walk for nothing this offseason. Absolutely not. That would be a disaster by Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. So he is the only guy on this list that is a must-have. Had a fantastic season, one of the best corners in football now. Like, Jaylen Johnson, bet on himself, and it paid off, man. He backed his play up, all right? So pay the man, but if not, at least franchise tag him. Whatever you got to do to keep him as a Chicago Bear next year and for years to come. All right, so that is the only guy on this list that, to me, is a must-have. I take a look at the rest of this list. There's nobody else that's like, oh, we got to bring this guy back. There's a lot of guys I would like to potentially bring back, but everything depends on price. So all these guys I'm about to talk about next all depends on price, all right? So a guy that, I would like to probably bring back at the right price would be Yannick Ngakoue. Now, he got hurt at the end of last season, but I think you can never have enough pass rushers. Ngakoue still has some juice left in him. He provided us some of that, when he was healthy, when we signed him last year. So to me, at the right number, I'm all for it. Bring back Yannick Ngakoue. Like I said, you can never have enough pass rushers, okay? Justin Jones, I know he was a starter for us last year, but I think we get upgraded there, so no thanks on that. Like, again, depends on price for some depth, but nah, not really. Lucas Patrick, I'm good. Dan Feeney, I'm good. We can get upgrades there. Robert Tonyan Jr., he's known for that one dropped pass he had from Justin Fields, which literally would have been a 60-yard touchdown. But honestly speaking, even putting that aside, he's good depth at the tight end position. So I wouldn't mind bringing him back at the right price either. Again, none of these guys are a must-have, but Robert Tonyan Jr. at the right price, I could deal with it. Behind Cole Kmet, providing some good depth, yeah, I'm good with it. Rasheem Green, no thanks. Mercedes Lewis, veteran leadership, man. This guy's like 40+ years old now, but talk about a good veteran presence in the locker room. Again, at the minimum, if he wants to just come back and provide some leadership, be like a player coach at this point, sure, because you can never have enough of those good veterans in the locker room, and that's what Mercedes Lewis brings you. But obviously on the field, he's not going to give you much. So as a veteran, I wouldn't mind it, but obviously at the right price. Dante Foreman, similar at the right price. Dante Foreman proved last year he is a very solid running back and can give you good depth at the position. I know we want to go ahead and, give more carries to our younger guys coming up this year, and we want to be able to, find the next kind of RB, if you will. But Dante Foreman, folks, he proved that he is still a bruising big back that you need on, short yardage situations, goal line situations. So at the right price, I would bring back Dante Foreman. Then we have, obviously, Patrick Scales, ESB, kind of the same thing with Mercedes Lewis. He's not that old, obviously, but he's just a depth receiver at this point. Good blocking wide receiver, a wide receiver 5'6", if you will. Trent Taylor, good returner. That's really his role mainly special teams. Don't really care. Dylan Cole, no thanks. Darnell Mooney, honestly, folks, as a wide receiver 3-4, wouldn't mind, but no thanks on Darnell Mooney if he's trying to get paid as a wide receiver 2. I'd rather let him walk and go ahead and find somebody else in the draft or free agency. I'm sorry. I just feel that way. Josh Blackwell, Joe Reed, no thanks. So to me, really, those are the guys. So again, no must-haves besides Jaylen, but wouldn't mind having Yannick Ngakoue, wouldn't mind having Robert Tonyan, Dante Foreman, and then to a lesser extent, guys like, Mercedes Lewis and ESB for depth purposes, or Trent Taylor. All right, so that's really kind of where I'm at with this, people. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below who you would bring back, who you wouldn't. As always, thanks for watching.